Yeah, I mean, just the fact of that was a very hostile place to go in, and just remembering that energy that they came out with after a week of rest, waiting on us, and they came out like they wanted it. We got to keep that in mind, and not be shocked if they do the same thing. We got to be able to come out the same way with our poise and understand what it's going to take and how hard it's going to be to go in there and try to get a victory.
Communication defensively. I mean, knowing that the one thing that was obvious in those first two games, they could get out, they could build those 3 point shots, and next thing it becomes an avalanche. I mean, what's the key when you say you guys are going to reinvent yourself defensively in terms of outside in, inside out, just defensively thinking first. So what's the key to stopping that 3 point barrage?
We gotta be looking out for it. We can't get caught off guard by it. Last year, I remember a couple games we got caught off guard by it. Then we try to pick it up. We got to understand we got to pick it up and make everything difficult on them. They're gonna make some shots, but we got to understand we got to make sure we making them tough, make them make tough shots, and we go from there with it.
Hey, Demar, what's the first thing you think of when you talk about LeBron James?
One of the greatest ever. You gotta give him that. The things that he's been able to do over his whole career, is amazing. To see it, grew up watching it, being able to compete against him and seeing it firsthand. Definitely one of the all-time greatest.
Casey just said he plays defense like a free safety, sort of roams like Michael did and Kobe did. What's that mean to a guy who attacks the rim, knowing that guy is coming from anywhere?
You gotta look out for it. No matter what you're doing, even if you're not going to the rim, passing lanes. His awareness on that floor is amazing with his speed, his quickness to get on the ball, to recover. Everything. You just gotta be, conscious of it. Something may look good for a split second, but you gotta understand. He's watching as well.
Mars, Giannis looked like he played a little bit of that role in Game 6 anyway, too. He was kind of lurking around. Is that Bucks series a little bit of rehearsal from that point of view? Not really bringing the athletic guy back there, or is that totally different?
You know, Giannis had the length. Seemed like if he stood in the middle of the paint, he'd be touching sideline to sideline. Thing about LeBron is, something may look open, and he come out of nowhere for a steal. Something may look good. With Giannis, you knew he was there. So you just have to make that right pass. With LeBron, it's going to be a difficult task of understanding. A pass lane may look good, but he could come out of nowhere and deflect it, get a steal, anything.
Guys, is he the best player you've ever played against?
Him and Kobe. Yeah. Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
In terms of the depth you guys have now, PJ and Serge, particularly PJ, what's the value of someone like him in a series like this?
It's big. It's big, man. He's known for, his defense. He's one of the best on-ball defenders. Strength-wise, he up there with LeBron, being able to, bang him up, put a strong body on him after Demar, start off on him. So it's great to be able to go to our bench and have a guy like P.J. Tucker is definitely great, and pretty sure we're going to use it well.
Last year felt like almost two different series. I mean, games there and the games here, early in the series anyway, were completely opposite. Did you guys kind of get ambushed going there, or is that just like, were you ready for that?
I think, it's not excuse, but emotionally, physically drained from 7-game series. I think we maybe had a day to prepare for Cleveland. Next thing you know, we in the Cleveland hotel. Next thing you know, we out there and the crowd is into it. A whole different atmosphere, differently from the Miami series. So for now understanding that, now having a couple days to prepare, understand what we getting ourselves into, going into a hostile environment with a team that's been waiting. We got a different sense this time around.
Demar, you based on that, then go back to your comment about PJ. You guys feel you're better in the court now.
Yeah, I think so. It's just on us to put it together consistently. We show spurts of it, how great of a team we could be. Then we have lapses here and there. We got to put it together. And winning on the road, last game was definitely big for us to, show us that we could do it. We come together no matter what happens out there on the floor. As long as we come together, you know, we could compete with anybody.
Are they still the litmus test, the Cavs? I mean, they didn't finish #1 this year.
Oh yeah. They still the champs. You know, it don't matter what seed you in. Once you're in that playoffs, you know, they still defending something that they won last year, and you know, you still got to give them all the respect in the world. But it's on us to, you know, game one start something new and start trying to chip away at it.